Welcome, everybody. This is going to be quite the episode for KDT tonight. We have another special guest, and we are going to be doing another wiffle ball talk leading into our 2021 season. Let's get after it. What's going on, everybody? It's Jacob the Duke from KDT Wiffle Ball. We are here with Kay and also a captain from the league, Gannon Hoska. Gonna be a good episode. So before we get into the episode for tonight, Gannon, let's introduce you a little bit. I know people probably know who you are because you've been your original.
I am pretty famous.
Yeah, I mean you are. So, what are some things about you? Where do you play baseball? What positions you play? What's your number? And how about what's your walk-up song?
All right. I go to West Chicago High School, play baseball for Force Elite, primarily pitcher and outfield. And then number 2, walk-up song, got to go with All the Pretty Girls by Kenny Chesney.
There you go. All right, Kay. So why don't you just run through a couple of announcements about the league when we're getting started, and a couple other things before we get into the video.
Yeah, so we will be getting started very shortly here. We have the yard is very, very close to getting all the snow off the ground, so that's good. I'm gonna guess first game will be out in 3 to 4 weeks. However, the first game will be played in probably 1 to 2 weeks. So it's looking pretty good, and we will be getting ready to go very soon. Similar to what we said the other day, we have 4 teams and then 21 games for each team. So we are expanding the games but limiting teams so we can have some more games this year. So we're excited for that.
Yeah, we are very excited. It's going to be a very interesting 2021 season because we're expanding, the length of the season, but shortening the teams. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to show Gannon's highlights from the past couple of years, and then we'll get into asking him some questions. So here we go.
That'll take a while.
I still think Gannon Hoska is one of the most underrated players in the entire league.
We face some of the toughest pitchers in the league.
Yeah, so as you can see from that video, a lot of power from Gannon, a lot of hitting and contact, and then also has some beautiful pitches as well, especially for his famous knuckleball. Really good pitcher all around as well as hitter too. So Gannon, after watching that video, what are you looking to do and to continue from last season, maybe even expand onto this season?
I mean, of course, my primary focus is baseball, but also with wiffle ball, I do like to just spend some time on it because it's always fun to play. But I feel like just getting a more consistent knuckleball really, really what I'm looking for. And then also with hitting, I feel like I really declined towards the end of the year. Just trying to keep that more constant throughout the year instead of just starting off so hot. Like I did, I think 4 dingers against you on opening day, Kay.
Yeah, I think it was like throughout that whole series. I think it was 4.
Yeah. Okay. So my question is, so with you being, I would argue, one of the better pitchers in the league, when you throw your stuff and you're consistent, you're one of the better pitchers in the league. That showed. Like even Kay struggled pitching against Rowan's team last year, and then you went in there, and when you were on, they couldn't even come close to touching you. So what's it gonna take for you this year to become more consistent? I know you want that more consistency, but what's it gonna do? Because I feel like ever since the first year with football, your pitching has slowly gotten more inconsistent, not necessarily worse, but more inconsistent, because like you've had games where like no one could touch you, where I feel like before like people could get hits off you, but they weren't really going to get a lot of runs.
Yeah, for sure. I see that, but I feel like I just need to get much better pitches. Like I feel like it's pretty much knuckleball and just randomly grip the ball and hope it does what I want it to. And even the knuckleball is just inconsistent, where it really unpredictable movement for me and the batter, but that's one of the things that makes it so special.
Yeah, so last year, me and Duke were talking about this the other day. You had like one of the best squads in Danny Blickhand, Jake Satilla, and you, all 3 on the same team. I would almost call that a wasted opportunity for greatness, because that was like one of the 3 best in the best trio. Off of that and off of like kind of a disappointing season, what are you looking to do better with this year in your new squad of guys?
Well, you didn't need to call me a disappointment. But I mean, I'm just trying to have fun. I mean, the more wiffle ball I get to play, the better it is. So, hi, Dad. But yeah, the more wiffle ball I get to play, the better it is, because the more fun. The boys interview.
You gotta do it for the boys. Okay, so going into that playoff series, I would say that was probably your guys' least confident series that you went into. Like I felt like the series versus the Kings, you guys really knew you were gonna come in and you could beat them and you had more talent. I just feel like you guys didn't necessarily have any momentum until you and Jake started popping off in game 2 and came and had that comeback. But like in game 1, it felt like we were gonna win it the entire game. What happened there?
My pitches were just not working. Like that's where that inconsistency struck. Whereas like that last series against the Kings, like my knuckleball was seriously unhittable. Like they whiffed every time they swung.
Wow, in the chat.
Okay. I don't know how much longer I can stay here.
For life. Man,
right.
You can tell.
Well, enough talking about last season and apparently that disappointment. Let's talk about this upcoming season. You have the Dunnett brothers and I believe who? Danny Blickhand?
No, Hank Garrison.
Hank Garrison, right. Tell me what you're thinking about this squad this year. What are you looking to do better? I know you're wanting to have fun, but in terms of competition-wise and not being that last place team, I know Jake's going to try hard not to get last place this year. And well, all 4 of us captains are. What are you looking to do to try to stay in that race and try to make it to the run for the championship?
I mean, I feel like I pretty much have Drake and Brady I feel like they're really just going to be really, really solid hitters. And then I think that Drake is going to be able to pick up some slack on pitching. Hank, he can be good, but at the same time, like I kind of just mashed off of him last year. So I definitely see some good potential in him, but also he hangs a lot of pitches.
Yeah. Talking more about those 3 guys. I mean, you have Brady, Drake, and Hank. Let's go through each one of your players. What are you looking from each player, and like how are you looking to like maybe talk through your positions, talk through where you're gonna put your guys in like maybe your order, just brain thoughts to start. What are you thinking?
So remind me again the lineup and defense structure we're using.
Yeah, so what we are doing is kind of the same thing we did last year. There's just an extra play. So 3 players can play in the field at once, and then just one person will just sit that inning or that game or however you want to do it. But it's still 4-person lineup. Like whoever's there has to be in the lineup unless you just choose to sit them out, which would be incredibly cruel of you, considering they showed up to play.
Yeah, so thinking about that, I feel like optimal lineup, I feel like got to go with pitcher just because I feel like good day, I'm better than all of them at pitching. And then I feel like I can throw either Drake or Brady at shortstop. And then honestly can mix up all the three of them at first base too. And then when I'm not pitching, I definitely want to be at shortstop. It's definitely one of the things I missed out on last year is I feel like I pitched so much, I hardly got to play any shortstop.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I kind of feel
like,
the same way. I think us three all feel the same way. We were all the captains of the team, and we weren't even able to play a lot of shortstop. So that was kind of disappointing. Duke in with the next scoop.
Yeah, so and speaking on that, like that is probably the most frustrating part about being a good pitcher in wiffle ball is because there's so very few of us that you have to pitch. That's why I am so looking forward to the All-Star game where I can just play the field for once in my life. But
Yeah,
so
for sure.
moving on. So with this upcoming season, last year it was pretty obvious from the beginning that the Cougars and the Warriors were really going to be the big threats. This year, however, I mean, the draft went every which way. Which team are you thinking is going to be the best this year? Besides your own, you can't answer your own. That's.
I wasn't planning on answering my own. But, I feel like Jake's team if they can pitch well, them.
Yeah.
And then, Kay, what's your squad?
What do you say?
What's your squad?
Okay, so I have it's me, Tobias Visker, and then Reagan Barnes and Eli Kaufman. You haven't seen Eli yet.
Yeah, I gotta go with Kay here.
Yeah, and I think Kay's got a good team as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think me and Duke will be really close again once more. But however, I think you guys won't be far behind. I think it's going to be like me and Duke once again, like first year kind of playing. Then you guys will come short second. Maybe one of you guys will squeak in and try to come in between me and Duke. But I think that'd be a good accomplishment. Even if you could come up and even make the championship, I'd be really surprised. Either one of you. That'd be
5-17, Duke.
I mean, I stand by what I said. Like, I got no regrets. I think everyone else just had a better draft. I don't know what else to say. It's just one of those years where you're just gonna have to really live past the expectation. Just because, like, you look at K's team and they're stacked on pitching. That's just facts. And then they're gonna hit well. They got Toby Visker, who cranked home runs in the World Series. You got Reagan Barnes when he's a little iffy on the hitting side, but he plays a incredible amount of defense. And then Eli Kaufman, he's an all-around player. And then you also got my team who's built around pitching and fielding, and we're going to scratch across runs when we can. And then you got Jake's team that's going to score 40 runs a game. So, like, it's going to be a rough season. I think you guys could also be up there. I mean, Brady is literally one of the best baseball players I know. Drake's insane as well. I mean, the Dunnets, let alone all of them are just absolute legends. I mean,
built different.
Legit, they're just built different.
Yeah,
and
so
Hank, I think he's an extremely underrated player to this day. I would consider him a top 7 player in the league right now. No cap. I actually think he is one of the most underrated players in the league. Okay, so my question for you. Talk about the story of us first asking you to be a part of the league, because that was like 3 years ago. That was a long time ago. Yeah, talk about that a little bit. Do you even remember?
I believe what happened was after the end of our 13U season where I threw the game in the dumpster, you asked me if I wanted to go over to your house, play wiffle ball. And I hung around with you for a couple hours and played wiffle ball. And I believe you asked me to come over later that week and play with Danny as part of a league. And I was like, sure, sounds fun. Why not? And then I just started ripping tanks off of Jack McElway.
I totally forgot how that started. I thought I just asked you to believe. I forgot that you blew our season in the last game.
Well, I did kind of carry the team the rest of the season, though, so
I mean, once again, you were one of our better players. It was just one of those times where, I mean, it just doesn't go your way. And let me tell you, it did not go your way. I believe our season ended on a walk-off wild pitch with you on the mound, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So, Gannon, earlier Duke was talking about how he said, what, you were going to go 4-17? You had him going Duke or something?
Something that was wrong.
Yeah, 4-17.
So you were shaking your head at that, obviously. What are you going to do to make that not happen? And why do you think that won't happen this year? Walk me through why that won't happen.
Brawls and go 0-21.
What do you say?
Simple as brawls and go 0-21.
Brawl.
Just brawl.
Oh, so, am I hearing like some threats against Duke's team?
I never specified anyone.
Ooh, he's not specifying. Okay.
And if I'm going 0-21, that involves everyone.
I mean, that's the thing. You can brawl, the guy who threw a no-hitter against you last year all you want. Like, it don't really matter. It's up to you, man.
Hey, I'd like to see you throw after I'm done with you.
We got shots fired in here.
Dang, the Cougars versus Wild West rivalry.
It lives on.
Up to its reputation.
I mean, last year you didn't get to see all those behind it because we only showed the final pitch of each pitch. You didn't get to see the behind the scenes stuff that was going on. It got heated, and I'm glad we were only doing last pitch because it got a little spicy. So I think it might even be more this year after all this Duke calling them 4-17. I mean, it might be worse.
That was a interesting series, to say the least.
Remember that when you tried to truck Rowan from when you?
No, Rowan tried to truck.
Oh yeah, Rowan tried to truck you,
and then
we were actually having a conversation about that. Like, that was easily one of the scariest moments in our wiffle ball. That and when Kay got absolutely beamed in the face by you. Those two moments.
That's my favorite moment.
that might be the best moment from last year.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, that was a line. I honestly think I robbed a home run because that thing came off the bat. I think that thing was going up and that thing was gone.
Get this. I've done that twice before to other people. Once to my brother, I hit a line drive straight into his face with a wiffle ball. And then a friend playing home run derby, I hit a line drive straight into his face.
Man.
So Duke, you're next.
You can't even hit the ball 5 feet, let alone hit a line drive at me. So,
okay, tell me when you can hit the ball out of the infield, pal.
Dang, it's getting heated up in here. Okay. So last year when you drafted Diego Rodriguez in front of Daniel Blicken, what was going through your mind right there?
Why are we talking about last year?
I had back-to-back Duke, I had back-to-back picks. There was no difference in who I picked first. I just picked a name and chose that one first. It did not matter.
That's true. That's true.
All right. Well, I think that's enough for us heating you with a bunch of questions. Do you have any for us too, or maybe one of us in specific, or both?
All right. What's your prediction for a stat line this season?
Ooh, for a stat line. All right, what line of stats you want us to talk about? I mean,
let's go hitting first and then pitching.
Hitting. All right. I'll start. All right, so let's go. Should we go home runs, hits, or average? You just want to go average first?
Average, home runs, hits, Rbis.
All right, I'll go average and hits. Or I'll go average and RBIs. You can go hits and home runs. Average, who? Let's see. We got us 4 captains. We have. I'm just.
If you say anything above 200, you're lying.
What do you say?
If you say anything above 200, you're lying.
Oh, bro, you don't know how many people hit above 200 last year.
Yeah, we had most. I wouldn't say most players, but I think we had 6 players last year bat above 500.
You being one of them.
Yeah. So let's see. For the average, I don't know. I mean, I led it last year, but Gannon, you were hot on my tail, especially for the start of the season. Duke, you were also up there. And then I think Jake was really up there towards the end of the season when he joined.
Did you guys ever count the stats from our series against Will and Bob.
No, because you
We
never got the
did.
video.
Oh
we got a lot of
my
the stats, but we didn't get the
gosh.
video.
Yeah, we got the stats in there. I mean, you and Jake were just going back and forth, home run or line drive off the fence every single time.
I think we put up 40 in game 1.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. For average, I'm gonna give this one. I don't know. I think it's gonna be one of us three on here right now. I mean, we all hit for power as well as contact. What do you think, Anna?
For league leader?
Yeah, league leader in average.
Jake.
Jake,
No doubt.
no doubt, Jake. All right, I can see that happening. That's a good pick. Duke, what about you? What do you see average?
Average, I'm gonna say it's not gonna be Jake, and here's why. All right, because Jake is the only person on his team he's the only team in the league to not have a top 3 pitcher, if you think about it, because the top 3 pitchers are all captains. And so he's going to have to face one of us every single series. In the series that we play him, we're not going to necessarily have to face the top 3 pitcher. So I think Jake is, without a doubt, the best hitter in the entire league, baseball and wiffle ball. I don't think he's going to have the best average, though. I think even when I played him in the playoffs, I could still pitch to him. I still think he's an absolutely unbelievable player, and he will be top 4 without a doubt. Average, I'm gonna go K. I think every single year you consistently get on base, and you have like the best OBP, and you get hit by pitches. You walk, you hit grounders past the infield.
I get on base.
Yeah, you just figure out how to get on base. It's one of those good traits to have. And then we'll move into most hits. Once again, I would go with K. This is just how it goes. K, you're one of the better hitters in the league. You flat out know how to hit a wiffle ball. So,
thank you.
Yeah, you guys see what you want.
All right, let's move into RBIs now. Gannon, start us off with who you got for RBIs.
RBIs. That's a tougher one because that relies a lot more on your team as well.
That is true. That relies on who's going to get on base, who's going to be on the base the most and stuff. Yeah.
Which honestly makes me lean away from Jake on this one because I don't know if I'd see Danny really getting on base as much as just hitting home runs.
Right, yeah. He's going to be circling the bases more than he gets on, I think.
Exactly, which make it a lot harder for Jake to get RBIs personally.
Right.
I'm kind of leaning towards either myself or K here, just because Reagan and Tobias, I feel like really good on base people, and I feel like the same with Hank, Drake, and Brady.
Yeah. Yeah, we have similar squads, I think. Reagan's similar to Drake in some ways, just because Drake did a good job hitting too last year, which is a little different from Reagan. However, I think Reagan's going to be good this year. And then also on my team, Eli Kaufman, I think he's going to be underrated too. I think he's going to get on base a lot. And I think Duke would agree with that. I think it's going to be similar to Torsten. They're really similar players and people. So, I mean, yeah, I think they'll be similar. I think both of us are going to get on base a lot. I think me and Duke are both going to have some RBIs as well as you two, because you got Brady and Drake, who I know are going to be on base probably more than he goes around the bases. So, I mean, yeah, I think it's going to be one of us three. Duke, what about you?
Yeah, for sure. Once again, all 3 of our squads are built very similar. We have a lot of guys who are, consistent players, and they're gonna get on base. They're gonna walk. They're gonna get hits. They're gonna do whatever they have to do. For me, Torsten and Luke Bellini, very consistent hitters overall. And then I got Ben Strage, who I'm looking forward to see. He might be a power hitter. He might be an on-base kind of guy. I'm not exactly sure yet. It's kind of a big question mark. We'll see how that goes. Okay, and then the big one, home runs. Who's leading the league in home runs this year? I think we can all say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Jake Satilla.
Jake Satilla.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind that he's going to lead the league.
Zero doubt. I mean, honestly, I don't even know if there's a point to like going who's going to be the home run leader. I think it should just be who's going to be runner-up to Jake. That should be the new segment. Who's going to be the runner-up to Jake?
Let's go with that. Yeah. Who do you think will be the runner-up, Kay?
I honestly think Gannon Hoska, I think you got in the bag this year. I think you were very close runner-up in Silver Slugger last year. So I think you can come there. I think you were hitting some nukes a lot last season. I mean, it's not like you go up. You just go straight on a rope. And I think if you can figure out some way to hit Duke, then you're going to be in a good spot.
which ain't happening, but I mean, say what you want, but
Yeah, if he can recognize the pitches, I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, yeah, Gannon, you're a good hitter. I respect for you. You've hit home runs off me in the past. I don't think you hit a home run off me this year. No, you hit one. You hit one home run off me in the playoffs. Yeah, not in the regular season though.
Well, I did, and then things changed.
Yeah, a lot of things. Okay, we should just all bets are off for that one
Hey,
game.
that wasn't in the video.
Gannon
Once
hit a home
again,
run. Gannon hit a
once
home
again,
run.
those are one of the most
Everyone
secret
hit
moments.
home runs. That game was probably the most frustrating game to redo because we all had so many home runs in that game, and then we ended up redoing it. So
You had 2 home runs. I had 1, and those were the only runs.
no, Danny had one as well. Because remember, Danny
No,
hit
I
the
had a
rope
grand
on the line.
slam. I had a grand slam, and we had 4 runs.
There's some unreleased footage. I mean, those are some of the things that we did not put out because it was only the last pitch, and we ended up not even doing that game because of that very controversial call. It was they just couldn't come to agreement. I wasn't there. I think in like Lake Geneva at the time. So if I wasn't there, it would have been a whole different story, whole different game.
Yeah.
Sorry,
we were getting back that day because the next day we played game 3 over again, and you were there, and that game was heated to say enough. Like I would not.
Oh my gosh, yes, it was dangerous. Like I was kind of scared for my life. Like
my favorite part of that game was striking Duke out and then blowing him a kiss.
Yes.
We both had a lot of taunting moments. Like after I got out of the first inning, I came by the camera and I was like, yeah, I don't hear you guys anymore. And then I think probably the most frustrating part of that day for me personally was when the whole clip incident happened where someone tilted the clips out. And I still to this day, I think it was William Clegg. I think he tilted it out because I know I did it because I wouldn't have even thought to do that. And then I hit it, and Danny was like, well, this bat shouldn't count because the clip was out. And like, oh my gosh, what a frustrating day, to be honest. So Gannon, this is a big question, and we asked Jake the same thing. You've seen Kay's baby blue jerseys. You've seen my black jerseys. We've heard about the pink jersey Jake Zatella's team is getting. We need to know, are the Wild West considering buying jerseys this year?
TBD.
TBD. Is this convincing you and making you want to buy jerseys?
No, that influences me in no way.
Is mine?
The look of your jersey doesn't. The presence of your jersey does.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Do you like my jersey?
Yeah, I think your jersey's nice. I think the only thing I don't really like the baby blue. The baby blue isn't really my bigger. Kind of
Oh, I think the baby blue's beautiful.
No, I like baby blue. It just wouldn't look well on me per se. It's not my color. I can respect it without liking it.
I think baby blue is one of my favorite jerseys.
Yeah, and I like the black jerseys. I got the Marlins
because it's neutral. It can go for anything. I like it. I just want to be unique. I mean, this is one of the most unique jerseys, I think, unless Jake gets the pink jersey. That's a big rumor too. Gannon, how about this? Here's a question on your jerseys. If you were to get a jersey, what color would it be?
That's a seriously very difficult question because
the
logo I have for my team I actually made myself, and I have jerseys that go along with them. But I don't know if I'd actually want to wear them myself because they look cool in the video game, but I don't know about on me.
What color would it be?
They were black with red pinstripes.
Ooh.
MLB
The Show looking jersey.
Maybe it won't be ready by opening day, but maybe we'll see at least one of you guys on your team bring it out for like a night game against Duke. I mean, one of the rivalry games. Maybe Duke. Maybe Duke will show up without
blending with the night.
What do you say?
Blending with the night.
There you go. There you go. I think that'd be fun. I think that'd be a good idea.
Are we planning on doing more night games this year?
Yeah.
I think we are. I mean, last year the one we had was kind of hype. I'm not even gonna lie. So I think we're gonna be planning on doing some more night games this year. Should be fun. So we're excited for that. I think we're gonna plan on doing, I bet, 1, maybe 2 per team. So yeah.
I will say, I feel like the night games are a lot harder to get in.
Yeah, they are harder to get in.
And the problem is, like, it has to be a very specific time to do it, and it has to be a very late summer night because, like, if it's an early spring kind of night, it's gonna get darker a lot quicker and get pitch black dark a lot quicker. So it's gonna be hard to get the lights out for those ones. But I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think this season is gonna be easily our best season yet. Again, any other questions before we wrap up?
I mean, I can think of a couple, but all right. First one that's on my mind right now is field. Where are we playing? What direction we facing?
Yeah, so we're going to be primarily at my house this year. We're planning on doing all games here unless, like, I'm out of town or something, or for some reason we can't do it at our yard. I know, especially for the start, we'll be at our house for sure because Duke still got the ice rink up on his back. So it's going to be at my house, and I'm going to believe we're going to be going the same direction unless, like, when we get to the game day, we decide to change it somehow. But I'm going to guess we're going to be going the same way because I really liked it. That the only thing was that tree. However, I kind of do like that tree hanging over. I mean, that kind of brings an aspect, kind of like St. Louis Cardinals Stadium with the Big Mac land at the tree. Kind of like that.
I actually hit a home run off the tree directly above home plate. That's how I hit the walk-off against Rowan.
Yeah, you did. The
Off
one
that
above the
tree.
plate, you hit it so hard it still went out by a mile.
Oh
Yeah. Do you like that? Do you like the same angle? You like the same ideas this year?
Yeah, it gives me and Jake the chance to hit it over the house.
There you go. That would be the
So,
first. I think
We're probably gonna
I'm
be
calling it
Jake.
right now. We're gonna have 5 house shots this year. I'm not gonna say by who, but I think we will.
All
And then
Jake.
I think, what do you say?
All Jake.
All right, I have a bold prediction for you. Will anyone hit it over the house this year?
Yeah.
Jake
Someone's
is
gonna
over.
hit it over.
Yeah.
No, not happening. Cap. Stop the cap.
Jake says no. Will someone hit it oppo over the right field fence, over the shed, and into the neighbor's yard?
That will happen.
Well, that's not oppo for Drake and Brady.
That's true.
That will
Drake would
happen.
have to. He'd have to
I think
unload.
Drake
think
and
it's
Brady
possible.
can. Lefty Jake coming up to the plate.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, lefty Jake making a return.
Well, here's the thing. The only time Drake and Brady have a chance to hit it over the right field house is against Jake's team because they're not going to hit off me and Kay this year. So, I mean, it's possible they might, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's possible.
They have
Alrighty,
2
any other
series against
questions?
Jake's team. They have 6 games to do it, more or less. 6 games to do it.
Duke, do you have an air pump to inflate your ego?
No, I kind of just look back out of what happened last year, and considering the only home runs Drake did hit last year were off of the only yours truly, Gannon Hostiga. So, I mean, take it for what you want, but
everyone in the comments put the number of the second when Gannon said that. I believe it was like 32:53 or something where he said that.
Yeah,
put that in the comments. I mean, that was hilarious.
That was great. A good roast. I'll take it. All right, next question. What do you got for us?
Who is going to be? Well, actually, I don't know. I feel like that's a little mean, but are you guys willing to answer who you think will be the worst player in the league?
I am not answering that. No.
I will answer
Fair,
that without a
fair.
doubt. Gannon. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, I don't necessarily look at it that way, just because I feel like we have a lot of skilled players in our league. And even the worst players last year, you go back and watch it, they're not bad at all. Like, everyone is uniquely good at one thing. Like, for me, last year, it was pitching. For Kay last year, it was a little bit of, pitching, mostly hitting. And then for you, I'd
Getting
say
out.
yeah, you're not wrong, but probably just hitting dingers when you guys needed it. For Jake, it was just absolutely, freaking destroying wiffle balls, and there's just everyone's good at something. So
yeah, I'm still kind of mad at Jake. I think he broke at least 3 wiffle balls last year.
I was about
Those are
to ask.
expensive, man. Like, maybe do a 75% swing this year. Like, come on.
How's he going to hit it over the house and swinging 75%?
I mean,
He could
honestly,
do it.
I think he still could.
yeah, he could.
Man's a legend.
No cap.
All right, any other questions to wrap it up?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us on this episode of KDT Tonight. Hopefully, we'll get to one more of these, maybe 2 before we get to the season. We will see. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Kay, bring us out.
Thanks so much for watching. This is Gannon Hoska, Jacob Carlson, and Jacob York. We will see you on the next KDT tonight and a little maybe opening day special.